Hi everyone, Tori here with another Project Life Process video. This one is called, I don't have a name for it. Let's call it number 42. Okay, sorry, I totally should have thought that through before I started the video. Normally I just pick one of the titles that I have on the page, but on this one I didn't really have a title other than that one Project Life card, and that title's too long. I don't know. Anyways, this one's titleless, and I am scrapping some photos from March 2015, so this past year, March. And I'm starting out the way that I start out all my spreads, which is like lay out the photos that I want first, and then pick the Project Life cards to fill in. Now, I don't normally use this page protector configuration. This is design D. But on the back of this spread, I knew I was going to have some large 4x6 photos that were vertical, not horizontal, so that's why I had used this one. And so I'm going to also go with this side, even though I don't necessarily have any of those 4x6 cards for this page. Now I wanted to start this spread by choosing some cards out that I thought I would like using. So first I found that one card with all the circles on it with the bright colors, and I thought I would use that as my color scheme for this page. So I pulled out that card, and then I went through and found the other cards that I thought would be fun to use. And in this layout, I'm talking a little bit about YouTube and scrapbooking, crafting, and stuff like that. So I also grabbed out this like watercolor card that I had, which I got many months ago from Studio Calico. And it says, paint what your heart wants to say. And so even though this layout isn't necessarily about painting, it is about like art, and I wanted to use some of my watercolors on this paper, so, or on this spread, so I thought it would be fun to pull that out. Now I'm using this cheap watercolor set that I got from Michaels, and in the past people have asked me what it's called, and I honestly don't have a brand name for you. I think it's just the generic Michaels brand. So is that Recollections? Can't remember. Anyways, I got it from Michaels, and if you go to Michaels and look for watercolors, you'll definitely find this, because I think I've seen it in multiple Michaels. So I just picked out some of the colors that I wanted to use, and I picked out the colors based on what colors were in that circle Project Life card, and then I'm just painting it, and I'm not being super careful to keep it neat and tidy, because I know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to let the paint run out of the places that I've watercolored. You'll see what I mean in just a second here. So I'm just basically going with whichever color I feel looks right and trying to match the colors to what I can find in that one Project Life card that you see there with all the circles. And I didn't paint the whole card. I basically just painted where it says paint, heart, say, and the paintbrush that's on the side. So you'll see what I meant there by letting the colors run out. I sort of kept it pretty wet, and then I'm pulling it off the screen a little bit to blow on it so that the watercolor sort of like shoots out. I'll hold the card up later so that you can see, but basically it just runs all the different directions. And I just like the effect that it gives, and it sort of like saves me from having to be like super careful about the way that I'm painting it, because I'm not a super careful person all the time, so I just like that, and I'm happy with the way that it turns out. You could also use a straw and just blow into the straw and it would shoot it too, so that would help. And then I grabbed this 4x6 blue watercolor looking card for one of the pockets, as well as this 3x4 one, which has some watercolor on it too. I felt like it sort of fit with the paint what your heart says, and the watercoloring that I did. So let me just tell you a little bit about the photos as I put them down. I have one photo there that's currently in the top right hand corner, and it's a photo that I posted on Instagram of my typewriter, and this was the week I had actually gotten this typewriter. It was brand new, and I was just so in love with it, so I wanted to post that photo there. And then the two photos that are at the top right now, beside the typewriter photo, is a photo of our TV in the living room, and then also a photo of my family, which is sort of dark, but you can see it close up, and they're sitting around watching the TV. And here's the funny thing which is why I had taken this photo, is I was at home watching YouTube videos on the TV in our living room. I don't know, our TV's connected to YouTube. I don't know. Anyway, so I was watching them, and then they came in and sat down, and I was like, do you want me to change the channel? And they're like, no, we want to watch YouTube videos with you. So the photo that I have here, we're currently watching, I think it's Shamel. Yep, totally Shamel. And she's on YouTube doing a scrapbook process video, and then after that they wanted to watch mine, which was so weird because none of them have ever actually seen any of my YouTube videos, but it was sort of surreal. Watching myself scrapbooking with my family, it was just, I don't know. And they're not scrapbookers, so it's like even weirder. And then this is also the week when I hit 500 subscribers, which was like so amazing. And so I did a 500 subscriber giveaway, and I honestly, like, when I hit 500, I was like completely blown away. Like, I only started putting up process videos like a month or two before that, and then all of a sudden I hit 500, and I was like shocked. I couldn't believe it. It even says here, I posted to Instagram and I put this comment: amazed at the outpouring of lovely comments. I hardly feel worthy. I just love doing it, and I just love sharing. Thanks so much for being so sweet. And I just wrote how shocked I was. I never thought it was possible to even like hit 100, and then when I hit 500, I was like blown away. And now I'm almost at 2,000, and I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. So anyways, to all of you who have been my subscribers, and to those of you who have been with me from like the very beginning, I'm so thankful for you. You guys mean a lot to me. And I felt like it needed to be documented in my project life, so I grabbed those two shots, which I had posted on Instagram, and added them there. And then the bottom photo is a photo of my dad and I on the couch as we're watching YouTube process videos together in our living room. Even now I'm saying it sounds so funny because it's not a normal thing my family does. And then I just going to start to embellish. So this is going really quickly. So hold on, I'm going to slow this down a little bit. And so what I did first was I grabbed a Project Life card it was white, and it had this little house on it and a little quote bubble that said, "Let's stay home." So I cut that out and stuck that on that one watercolor card at the bottom. And then I grabbed a label, and I stuck a piece of washi tape down and then stuck the label on top of it, and that's where I'm going to write just a little journaling underneath my typewriter there. And then now I'm trying to figure out if I want to add a title, but then I just couldn't find the right alpha, so I went past that. And I had these transparent shapes that came in a Studio Calico kit, and I wanted to try to use some of those. So I'm just going to open those, and I'm going to find this one. It's like a asterisk, and I like the colors of it, and the colors actually work really well with that Project Life card that I have in the top left-hand corner that I was sort of using for my color scheme. So I just wanted to say, if you have those transparent shapes, don't forget to pull off the backing, like there's a clear sheet on top of it. So I pulled that off, and then I'm just going to use my tiny attachler to staple that. Use 2 staples because 2 is always better than 1. I don't know. I just felt like using 2. And then I thought I might use some of these red chipboard word phrase stickers, and I found one that says, "If I know what love is, it's because of you." It's a quote by Herman Hesse, and I put that on the photo of my dad and I thought that was sweet because it's totally true. If I know what love is, it's because of my parents who show me great love. So, and then I'm just adding a couple enamel dots just to brighten that up a little bit, and I love enamel dots. Don't you guys love enamel dots? I just feel like I could put those on every layout because they're just like the little added touch that are just perfect. And then I'm going to add one more label to the photo of my family sitting around watching the YouTube videos, and it just says "filled with laughter." So it's funny watching YouTube videos with your family if you've never done it before, because they were laughing, and and making comments like, oh, shouldn't put it there, put it over there. So that was sort of funny. And then when they were watching YouTube process videos of me making layouts of photos of them, they were laughing because they thought it was funny to hear me talking about them in the process videos. I don't know, it was sort of funny. And then they all wanted to watch at least one process video of a photo of them. So Josh is like, let me watch a video of me now. So it was really fun family moments that I just had to document in this spread, and I'm just journaling a little bit about that on that Let's Stay Home card because I felt like it needed to be written down. And I've already used my roller date stamp on a couple of these cards. These were taken between March 2nd and 13th. I don't really stick with the weeks, so if you were wondering that, I just sort of scrapbook whatever. Mostly by month. So my albums will have all of the spreads will be in chronological order-ish. Some of them aren't exactly, but ish, like mostly chronological, but it's by month. So I'll work on all the photos from February, then all the photos from March, then all the photos from April, and so on. And I typically will have usually about 4 two-page spreads for each month. Some months there's more, depending on like if I had a really busy month, and then some months there's only like 2 spreads and it's less. So I don't really stick with any specific like week order or anything like that. And even the photos like within that month aren't necessarily chronological either. I sort of just put them into categories. So like if there's an event that I have a whole bunch of photos for, that might be one spread. And then if I have like these are more random photos that just sort of went together. So yep. So I added a dash line to the outside of that card just because I felt like it needed something else, and I felt like this spread needed just a little something more. Didn't feel finished. And here I'm looking at it and trying to decide what else it needs, and I'm just gonna slow it down and hold up the cards. Because I thought I was done, but I kept looking at it thinking it needed more. So the more that I'm going to add is I'm going to add some enamel dots to the Paint What Your Heart Wants to Say card. Just to add a little more color and dimension there. But other than that, the spread is done. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, subscribing, and liking. Bye, guys!